Hey guys, it's Manager Kylie, and in today's video I'm going to go through all the rules of soccer. So today I'm going to go through the different rules and basics of soccer, and then at the end I am going to go into some of the more detailed rules. This is a perfect video for anybody that's new to soccer and just trying to figure out how the game works, whether you're a viewer or somebody trying to play soccer. I'm going to go through all the different rules that you need to know to better understand how the sport works. But if you guys are interested in more sports administration videos just like this, definitely hit the subscribe button, turn the bell to get notified every time I upload. I post a new video every single Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So soccer is played with two teams of 18, and at a time there are 11 players on the field. And the basic goal of the sport is to get the ball into the opponent's net. The ball does have to cross fully into the opponent's net to count, and you just want to be the one who scores the most goals at the end of the game. When trying to move the ball up the field, there's one thing you can't do, and that is touch the ball to your hands intentionally. You are able to pass the ball, so you take the ball and pass it to one of your teammates. You can also dribble the ball and kind of pass it to yourself and control the ball yourself up the field. The ball is also able to be passed in the air, and when this happens, you can head the ball, chest the ball. You just really can't touch it with your hands, and your goal is to just use those different combinations of passing and dribbling to get the ball up the field. The defenders on the other team are trying to get the ball away from you, so their goal is to try to steal the ball. They might try to intercept a pass, they may try to block a shot, and they may also come in and try to steal the ball from you when you are dribbling. The defender does have to make sure that they do not make contact with you when they are trying to steal the ball from you when you're dribbling, especially if they try to just make contact with you first. They have to have intention to go for the ball, and they have to hit the ball first before they can make contact with the player. If they don't make that contact with the ball or do not show intention for the ball, they will get a foul. A basic foul just becomes a kick for the other team. The team that did not commit the foul does get a free kick. And if the foul is more severe, it could lead to a yellow card, which is a warning, or a red card, which means you have to leave the field. And if you do get 2 yellow cards in a match, you do have to leave the field. That equals a red card. Soccer is played in 2 halves. It's played at 2 45-minute halves, which equals a total game of 90 minutes. However, the clock does run the whole time, so you may have stoppage time. So for any stoppage in play, injury, all of that, one of the refs does keep track of how much time that is, and at the end of each half that is added to the clock. The clock does also count up in soccer. You will end the half when it reaches 45 minutes, and then you'll end the second half when it reaches 90 minutes. There is a 15-minute break for a halftime in the middle, and your goal at the end of that 90 minutes is to be in the lead. If there is a tie, some games will just end in a draw. It's kind of depending on if you're in a tournament or what league you're in. Many professional games will just end in a draw unless they need to be in a knockout tournament. Then they will go to an overtime, which a lot of times is 2 15-minute halves, and then after that we'll go to penalty kicks. Overtime is sudden death, so you score, you win. It is very common in college to just go straight into overtime. They don't usually end in draws. And the penalty kicks are best of 5, so each team gets 5 penalty kicks with 5 different players, and your goal is to make more than the opponent. The game does start off with a kickoff. This is when one team gets to start with the ball. They usually stand in the center of the middle circle. They have to kick it out. Both teams have to be on their side of the field for this kickoff. This kickoff also happens after a goal is scored. And that is just some of the basics. Now we're going to go into a little bit more of the details. We're going to start off with substitutions. So in professional soccer, each team is allowed 3 substitutions, and the substitution does have to go up to the 4th ref and tell them who they're subbing in for. And if a player is to get hurt after a team has already used their 3 substitutions and cannot return to the field, they do have to play down a man. They are just limited to those 3 substitutions, no matter injury or not. Once you come off the field for a substitution, you're not allowed to return back into the game. This is a little different in high school and college. Those usually have much higher limits on substitutions, and players are usually able to return back onto the field. Now we're going to go into handballs. So if you are to touch the ball with your hand, that is a foul. If it happens outside the box, the other team just gets a free kick. If you are to commit a handball inside where you are playing defense, inside the box where the goal is, that does become a penalty kick for the other team. A penalty kick can happen from a handball, and it can also happen from other fouls that are committed inside the box. If you try to tackle a player that is coming in and has a wide open shot on the net, that also can be a penalty kick. The ball is placed on that dot in the middle of the box. This is a one-on-one shot between the attacking player and the goalie. Now there's a few things that happen after a penalty kick. If a goal is scored, they get a point and the other team just starts off with it at the midfield line for another kickoff. If the shot is completely missed and goes out of bounds, it becomes a goal kick. And if the ball is deflected back into play, the game just continues and both teams can try to get it either out of the box or get it into the net. Now, if the ball completely leaves the field of play, there's a few different things that happen depending on where it left. It's all based on who kicked it last. So the ball does go to the opposite team. So if one team is to kick it out of bounds, the other team will get that ball. If it happens on the two sidelines, it becomes a throw-in. The key to the throw-in is when the ball is released in the throw-in, both of your feet have to be touching the ground. And if the ball goes out behind the net and along those back lines, there's two different options. If the offensive team kicks it out by their opponent's net, it becomes a goal kick. And if the defensive team kicks it out by their own net, it becomes a corner kick. A free kick is when a foul happens. This is when a team commits a foul, the other team does get the ball and gets a free kick. And then the last big rule of soccer is offside. So when a pass is made to you, you must be behind the last defender of the other team. So if you drew a line from where the last defender of the other team is, you must be behind or even with that line when a pass is initially kicked to you. You are able to go in front of that line, so once the ball is made contact and the ball is coming to you, you are able to run up and get that ball ahead of the other team. Your goal is to try to get ahead of the other team, but you cannot be ahead of the other team when the pass is initially made to you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about the rules of soccer, definitely let me know in the comments down below. I'd be happy to tell you anything I know or get you answers to any questions you have. If you're interested in more videos like this for any other sport, definitely check out the playlist at the end. I will also be linking a video that shows all the different positions in soccer, so if you're trying to figure out what position is best for you, definitely check out that video. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you did, and I will see you guys next Wednesday.